You're welcome to yet another edition of the Redemption Center for Persons in Distress production. And we have with us in the studio here in our office Mr. Babuchum. And in our last edition, he was telling us how he survived HIV/AIDS for over 20 years. And he's with us here today to tell us how exactly he's been managing this mentally, especially with his family and the environment he's living in, the people around him, and now he's a peer educator. You're welcome, Mr. Babuchum.
Thank you.
It's always a pleasure having you.
Yes.
Okay, so summarily, can you tell us how you've been able to manage this living with HIV for over 20 years and having peace with your family and those around you? How have you been able to survive?
Yeah, really, madam. In a situation like that, not everybody would like to see you. At the family level, I will first of all thank my wife for accepting me when she discovered that I was sick. Then some of my family members, they were scaring away from me. Even when they come back from church, by that time they were preaching about this epidemic in the church. When some of them come back, they will say in the church they have said about they call it monkey sick. Mm-hmm. Yes, they call it by then is sick from the monkeys. So, but thank God, after some time, I discovered some of my brothers which were sick, and I accepted them. I have to lead them to the right track. Since I told you, the first statement is acceptance. Beautiful. When once you accept the sick, you know that you will be treated, because you cannot be taking drugs without being sure that they will cure you.
That is it.
Yes.
So the first thing is acceptance, yes. And then mentally, once you're stable, you're healed, the physical healing too can come.
Yes.
That's awesome. So now you're telling us after you discover that and you're living with it, you're also assisting, helping those you discover are sick.
Yes.
So that you show them the right way to follow.
Yes.
So tell me, with this antiretrovirals, you said you began with the vaccine.
Yeah, the
Vanimax.
Yes.
And it was quite expensive.
Yes, so expensive.
So in the space of 5 years, you spent over 5 million francs.
3.5.
Okay, 3.5 million francs.
Yes.
And but now you're on antiretroviral.
Yes.
Fortunately, it's free of charge.
For now, it is free.
Okay, so it's affordable.
Yes.
So
affordable.
anyone can afford it. So yes. Please don't stay back. It is good you go for screening and know your status. Once you've been diagnosed of whatever it is, please follow the doctor's advice, and you would live for as long as you would have lived even without that illness. Our brother here has been with it for over 20 years, and he's had a child 5 years into the sickness. They have a baby, and on Women's Day, the 8th of March, you say it's a lady.
Yeah,
she would be
14 years.
14 years old.
She's in Form 4 now.
That is awesome. Yeah. And you are infected, and your wife is not infected, neither affected, because she's accepted the husband and they're moving on together. They're riding on with it together. So tell us, for those that rejected or dejected you, were there times that you felt like life is not worth it?
Yeah, madam. I remember, one pa at Batu village, Babuchum.
Yes.
Doctor. Mm-hmm. So I went there. 2 of my brothers were admitted there. I took my time. I went there. I advised them even to pay their transport so that we can go to the hospital for treatment. They refused, and later on they died because they did not accept what I advised them.
And they went for traditional.
Yes, they went for
all
traditional.
Right, we're not condemning it anyway, but again, it's good to follow the right.
Yes, good to follow the right treatment.
Okay.
There is no native treatment for HIV. That's what I want to advise my friends.
You are talking as an experienced person,
Yes.
out of experience,
Yes.
for over
Because
20 years.
some of my friends, they say they have discovered native treatment for rape. I say no, I will not go there. They went there. Before they came back, their CD4 has already gone down for the way that they cannot take the retroviral drugs again, so they have to die. So there is no native treatment for HIV.
Beautiful.
Yes,
beautiful, beautiful. Okay, that is so awesome. And for now, what advice do you have for people who out there who mentally, psychologically cannot really accept their status, maybe are so frightened when they are being announced of a deadly disease, and sometimes they are not even diagnosed of it, like we're living now in the COVID-19 dispensation.
Yes.
And many people are just so afraid even to go out, even to do this. And many are losing their lives because they develop high blood pressure. What advice do you have for them as somebody who's been mentally resilient for over 20 years, surviving this, and today you are a peer educator?
Yes, they should come to Redemption Center for
Persons in distress.
For counseling.
Beautiful.
Or they come to me for counseling. I know the door that I will knock in the hospital for free treatment for HIV.
Okay, counseling is very important. So
Yes.
tell us, you told us some time back, behind the camera, that one medical practitioner, when you were diagnosed, told you immediately that there's no solution, it's only death. Is that it?
Yes.
But fortunately, you went to the right person,
Yes.
a wonderful counselor,
Yes.
who told you. Can you recount to us that story? How did it go?
Yes, madam. I was diagnosed in the CBC center in Shishon. Not BBH. Yeah, BBH. So that nurse, she, I don't think she's supposed to be a nurse, because when I came to her and I asked her, Madam, what is the way forward? She told me, no, there is no way except death. So I was full of losing my life. But thank God, I went to the next person and she counseled me a lot and directed me to Yaoundé, to Professor Anomango by then. And thank God,